Burkina Faso has suspended the BBC and the Voice of America radio stations for their coverage of the civilian killings by its armed forces.
Ibrahim Traore is a strong character who is unwavering in his resolve to lead in a world where influence and power can promote jealousy and dishonesty. A struggle between deceit and truth breaks out as rumors of lies and defamation reverberate through the political corridors.
Burkina Faso's communication spokesperson has said that both radio stations are being suspended for 2 weeks and has warned other media networks to avoid reporting on the story. Now, according to a Human Rights Watch report, the army killed as many as 223 civilians, including 56 children, in villages for allegedly cooperating with militants. A Sahel nation, Burkina Faso is struggling to contain Islamist insurgencies linked to the Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State. Spreading from neighboring Mali since 2012, these insurgencies have killed thousands and have displaced millions of people. The failure to protect civilians have contributed to 2 coups in Mali, and 2 in Burkina Faso and 1 in Niger since 2020.
Shifting focus to the junta-led West African nation of Burkina Faso. Its military leader, Ibrahim Traore, is reportedly facing a mutiny, which is linked to the June 11 attack by Al-Qaeda-affiliated insurgents that left over 100 Burkina Faso soldiers dead.
I have a message for the people of Burkina Faso. If you don't take good governance seriously, what will happen to you is the same thing that is happening in Kenya right now. The people of Burkina Faso are facing a very serious problem of terrorism and lack of faith from its own citizens. Ibrahim Traore has worked so hard to ensure that there is peace, stability and decolonization in the nation of Burkina Faso. But right now, they are very much losing faith in the presidency and the governance of Burkina Faso. And I don't know what's wrong with them. I want us to watch this video here. Let's get to understand what happens. And then by the end of the video, I shall give you a deep critical analysis.
Shifting focus to the junta-led West African nation of Burkina Faso. Its military leader, Ibrahim Traore, is reportedly facing a mutiny, which is linked to the June 11 attack by Al-Qaeda-affiliated insurgents that left over 100 Burkina Faso soldiers dead. A day after the attack, gunfire was heard close to the Burkina Faso presidency. A rocket shell also fell near the state-run RTB television's headquarters in the capital of Ouagadougou. Now, this led to the media and activists speculating about whether Traore was safe and if the attack had triggered a wave of dissent within the army. Breaking his silence 10 days after the attack, Burkina Faso's military leader, Ibrahim Traore, appeared on national television. In his address, he denied reports of a mutiny within the army. He dismissed media reports as fake news. Traore said a rocket was launched into RTB's courtyard by mistake by those who were there to protect the TV channel's staff. Traore did not address a claim of responsibility by an Al-Qaeda-affiliated group, but said Burkina Faso had launched an operation after the attack. The June 11th attack on the Mansilla area was one of the deadliest that Burkina Faso's army suffered. Fighters from Al-Qaeda-affiliated JNIM group stormed a military post and killed 107 soldiers. The fighters had also captured a large amount of weapons and ammunition during the attack. Burkina Faso has been battling Islamist insurgents since 2015. About half of the country is outside government control. In 2022, Ibrahim Traore took over power in the country, citing urgent security challenges, which he said his predecessors failed to tackle. He promised to end the Islamist insurgency. However, despite several counterterrorism operations launched by Traore, the security situation in Burkina Faso continued to deteriorate. Ibrahim Traore is now facing the same criticism that he once leveled against his predecessors. Speculation about internal tensions within the military have been brewing for quite some time now. Not just the people, but soldiers have also expressed frustration at the junta's failure to contain the security crisis after a series of high-profile attacks. After ousting French troops, junta governments in Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger have turned to Russia for bolstering security in their countries. Last week, planes carrying Russian military instructors and reinforcements were dispatched to Burkina Faso for Ibrahim Traore's security. Earlier, the three West African military governments also vowed to coordinate to fight jihadists. Some Malian officials also reportedly were dispatched to Burkina Faso. Now, according to a Reuters report, a Russian-registered cargo plane made 7 trips to Burkina Faso's capital from Gao and Bamako in Mali between the 15th and the 18th of June. In his address, Burkina Faso's military leader, Ibrahim Traore, also said that 6 Russian planes had flown from Mali's Gao carrying UN equipment following the conclusion of a mission there. Russia has reportedly been trying to ensure that Traore's administration remains stable. When discontentment with French politics left a void in Burkina Faso, Russia hopped onto the opportunity to deepen its influence. This helped Moscow make further inroads in Western Africa. Earlier this month, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov also visited Burkina Faso and assured the country of support in its fight against Islamist militants. So while Russia has been growing its footprint across Africa, its hold in the western region of the continent today is tighter than ever, and this poses a significant challenge to the West.
You know, there's a certain old English proverb that goes, if you want to kill a dog, give it a bad name. And this proverb has proved us many times throughout the years that it is true. If you want to destroy a person, give them a bad name, lie about them, say false things, accuse them wrongly, and then you will gain favor from the people, and the people will turn against them on your favor. This is one of the policies that the West has been using to manipulate African leaders out of power. Remember what happened with Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, the late president of Libya. Muammar Gaddafi was killed by the West, and the West did this by ensuring that they infiltrated the country and they made sure that they were spreading false news about the nation of Libya. Some of these false news were that Muammar Gaddafi was killing his own people, that the government of Libya was falling apart, which was not true. Some of these Western media, BBC, CNN, Voice of America, Voice of whichever place, as long as it's not part of Africa, they always tell the story is fulfilling the interest of their masters. Their masters in this case is always the West. You understand? The West did with Muammar Gaddafi is the same thing that the West has also done with the country of Burkina Faso. We know very well that Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali are 3 countries that concurrently or simultaneously they overthrew their government for various strong reasons. One of the major strong reasons was this: these leaders, their predecessors, or the people whom they succeeded, were kinda puppets. These were people who were planted there by the leaders of the West. The West in this part would include the nation of France. You understand? France colonized Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. France colonized these countries. Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. West Africa was colonized predominantly by the French, and then a small percentage was controlled by the British. Now what follows is that ever since Muammar Gaddafi died, we've had terrorist groups, or Islamic terror groups that infiltrated Libya and made sure that Muammar Gaddafi had fallen, have now entered Burkina Faso. And these terror groups, also known as Al-Qaeda, yes, we've known them from the times of Osama bin Laden. If not Taliban, it was the Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda has infiltrated the country of Burkina Faso. First of all, you must understand one thing. The French left and they came back, and then they were sent away by Ibrahim Traore, that 6-year-old guy, because we still had this terror group of Al-Qaeda. And now, this terror group has risen again in these times. So before Traore came into power, the French were already here fighting terror groups. Burkina Faso being a colony of France, the French government told Burkina Faso that we can offer you security. What we need from you is you to pay a little bit of allowance. But it wasn't really a little bit of allowance. It was a huge sum of money, including exploitation of natural resources from the country. The country was not benefiting from its own natural resources, but we still had the terror groups. Even with this huge amount being paid, Burkina Faso had problems with terrorists. So even if it is me, I can ask myself, why am I paying this money but I'm not getting the results of my payment? I would withdraw from paying and I'll ask the person who I am paying, just leave, I'm paying you no more, go back to where you came from. That is what Traore did. And he said, I'm going to fight for my own people by my own self. That is a brave man talking. So remember back then, Ibrahim Traore had chased away the TV stations and the radio stations of Voice of America and BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation, to leave Burkina Faso, because these two radio stations were spreading false information about his country. These TV stations were instruments of the puppets, and he didn't want to alliance with them no more. You understand? Now here comes another problem. Despite these TV stations spreading false news about Ibrahim Traore killing his own people, I don't think a man who can kill his own people is someone who does what Ibrahim Traore does. Here in Africa, presidents are very greedy. Presidents are very selfish. They love themselves. They are very tribalistic, practice a lot of nepotism. Look at Kenya right now. In the city, in the capital city, people are fighting like there's no tomorrow. And the president is there watching. People want him to resign, but he can't. He doesn't have that honor to resign. You understand? Now the people of Burkina Faso are fighting. They want Ibrahim Traore to fight back the Al-Qaeda. I don't know the right way to place it. I don't want to lie in this video. We have forces, the Al-Qaeda forces, that are fighting in Burkina Faso. People of Burkina Faso are starting to have problems and has starting to lose faith with the governance of Ibrahim Traore, which is also the governance of Burkina Faso. And this news is being spread by Western media. Western media are the ones spreading this news. It is true the problem of Al-Qaeda has always existed. One thing I can tell the people of Burkina Faso is this: the problems of Africa are problems that are never new. Even if it was another president and there's a terror group, the terror group would still exist and the terror group would still thrive. It's not like any time a problem shows up, we are quick to say, hey, we don't want you, we want another person into power. Nade, this is wrong. This is very wrong. It's high time the people of Africa stand up with the government of Burkina Faso. They stand up with Ibrahim Traore. Just imagine how greedy our African presidents are. This man did not accept his salary as a president. He refused. He said, let the money go and work for something else. I just pray that the people of Africa, the people of the mother continent, be together with the country of Burkina Faso as they are together with the country of Kenya. Because Burkina Faso's resistance towards the French imperialistic governance was a very good prime example to the Africans. The Africans showed, okay, we can also do this. The removal of Niger, Burkina Faso and Niger from the ECOWAS trade bloc, which was also an instrument of the West, has helped a lot. Burkina Faso even refused loans from world institutions such as the World Bank and the IMF, because once you take money from those people, you put a rope inside your head. What remains is for you to hang yourself and your country. The problem we are facing in Kenya right now is because of imperialistic impressions being placed on us. William Ruto and his other predecessors took a lot of loan from the government, from the IMF and the World Bank. When you take money from the IMF and the World, they impose ultimatums, is the right word for this. They impose very serious ultimatums on you and your governance and your country. So your country remains not yours no more. Your country remains to be theirs. Why did the President Ruto himself just take his own people, soldiers, policemen, to Haiti? Why did he do that? Why was he putting the Finance Bill 2024? There's something pushing him, and what's pushing him was the West, the IMF, the World Bank, and the people of the West. You see what he did when he went to US. Ibrahim Traore is so much different from these kind of leaders we have today. But now Africans are starting to lose, Africans in Burkina Faso are starting to lose faith in Ibrahim Traore. I'm surprised. Actually, I'm so much surprised. Even a slight problem like this, people are already wanting to switch sides. People are saying Ibrahim Traore is this and that. His governance is not providing enough security. They need another government which will give them security. No, these are the workings of the West. The West might be the ones who are pushing this agenda. They want to topple the government because Burkina Faso has always been a government of topplement. You topple this person, you become the president. Another person topples you, you become the government, or rather the president. But I think this time it has to change for the betterment of the people of Africa, of Burkina Faso. I myself, I pray the people of Burkina Faso, have faith in your president. Just have faith. Whatever is happening right now will come to pass and we shall never think of it again. Just have faith in the young man, Ibrahim Traore. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did enjoy, kindly subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up. I will so much appreciate for the support. Also do remember to pray with the people of Burkina Faso, or the Burkinabe people as they call themselves. So remember to subscribe, share the video. It's so much important to us. Give me a super thanks. Oh, thank you so much for those people who have always given super thanks. If you want, you can again give a super thanks. I'll so much appreciate. See you in the next one.